Listen, honestly, I'm not just saying it. She thinks she's a Rottweiler.
Wow.
Honestly, she is dangerous.
Sausage dogs are the same, they're hilarious.
They're very,
I got 2 of them.
You got two sausage dogs?
Yeah.
What's your dogs called?
Ruby and Bridget. Oh. And like one of them, mate, it got worse, mate. I lived on Hampstead Heath and Gene come home with it and he called it Sparkle. And it was about that big and I'd have to take it out on the heath and then it'd get lost in the bushes. And I'm stood in the bushes going, Sparkle. And it's on Hampstead Heath where, a lot of things go on.
Where the fellas go, yeah.
So I was going, look, all these geezers coming out, going, OK. I had to change the name, man. So Ruby was...
I'm just looking for a bit of sparkle.
Sparkle.
Yeah.
Come on, Sparkle.
I was supposed to be lead singer in Oasis, and I got bumped for that. It's not nice when you get promised something and then it falls through.
Yeah. Well, you know, hang on, you say that, but I know, because back in the day, when it was the big... And you'll remember this, of course, the newspapers were pitting Oasis against Blur.
I don't remember any
Oasis v Blur.
Yeah.
Okay, I was in the thick of it, man. I don't remember any of that.
Well, of course you remember it.
Fucking partying and getting up the place. Messing about, reading the news.
But the reason I mention it is because he was working for Blur at the time. He was opening for Blur.
That's why he ended up the way he ended up, man. On a baking programme.
But then I ended up supporting them on tour. I toured with Blur the week they released The Great Escape, which is a wonderful album, Jonathan. and it has classics on it, like the Universal.
Yes, that is an amazing song.
Didn't fucking sell much, though, did it?
I think it did OK.
Yeah, it's not as good as Morning Glory or anything.
I'd be inclined to agree with you, yeah. And only for fear of getting knocked out.
No,
and
peace and love, bro. Peace and love, mate.
Well, you met at the time, didn't you? You met at the time.
You probably won't remember because you were hardcore partying. But I was once with Damon in a bar at the height of,
what kind of bar?
A posh one.
Oh, yeah.
Posh enough for you to be in there as
well.
Right,
OK.
Yeah. And,
go on, what was it called?
It was called the Groucho Club.
Ooh, that one.
Yeah, and you were in there, and Damon was in there, and I thought, oh, my God, am I going to have to referee a fight here? Yeah. And the three of us sat down and had a nice drink.
Oh, did we?
It was very civil. And I think Damon said something like, you're all right, it's your brother I don't like.
Are you sure that now wasn't Noel, then?
No, definitely wasn't. It wasn't.
I don't know if that happened, man.
It did. Nah. The veil was dropped.
Did we break bread together?
You did. It was a beautiful moment.
There was a moment of peace.
Can I say it was
I'm
quite...
not having it, mate, because I don't know, that ain't happening.
It did happen.
No, that would have been Noel.
It did happen, and it was quite erotic, may I say.
Well, hold on. He would know. You could tell
I
this
would
between
know.
Noel
I was
and
there.
Liam.
Was I not there?
Yes, well, but I was sober.
I don't want to point this at you,
Listen,
but I think
last time
of all
I
of us,
saw
your
that
memory is the least
Last time I saw
reliable.
them Blur boys in Fingate, there was a pool table at the top.
Yeah.
And I remember launching snooker balls at their heads. They were not sitting down and having drinks.
You don't have any gripes to anyone now, though, do you?
Nah, no one. Only... Nah, peace and love, man.
You sound like my ideal guy.
Wow.
You drink, you don't really care, you're quite honest. You know how long it took me to get ready?
Right.
You just could put on your jacket, your trousers...
Not that little, man. It's pretty, but it's extra large.
Yeah, it's actually big, yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't give a fuck, mate.
But it's very attractive.
I leave that up to other fucking clowns.
I'm so pleased you came back on. You know, I'm kind of, like a lot of
too.
people, I am thinking it's a shame. It does feel to me like Oasis, we're never going to see Oasis together again.
No, well, never mind.
If Oasis got back together, there would be nothing to talk about in these situations.
There'd be nothing to... There'd be no hope left, because there'd be nothing to wish for.
It's the last thing.
Exactly.
It's the last thing. It's sort of like the end of the world when you get back together. That's
I think we'd find something.
It would be the cat, mate, but it's not going to happen, is it? You know, who cares anyway? You know, I mean, I know for a fact there's nothing left on the table, really, you know what I mean? Because we did have a good crack, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, like, I can sit there, like, when I mate you and go, oh, we should have done that when I was in a band. We did everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had the full experience.
Well, mate, we didn't leave anything on the table, like, nothing.
The only reason I asked those, because I know there was a period when I got the feeling you wanted to. You liked the idea of going
well,
back
when someone offers £100 million to do a few gigs and that, man, you're going to sort of go, all right, then, yeah.
Was that the offer?
But there's a lot of money knocking about, isn't there? So, like, you know what I mean?
It wasn't 100 million, was it?
It was £100 million to do, like, a tour and that, and I'm thinking, what? I'm not a dickhead, you know what I mean? I'll have a bit of that.
And one thing I like about you is, and I think I understand it more now, is you often say very provocative things, and I realise now, this is you joking. I mean, I think sometimes it was presented in the press as you being serious. When you'd say, not an insult, but a kind of slightly mocking thing or slightly ribbing thing about someone, and people think, OK, why is he being like that? But now I see you're being funny. You're making jokes about people.
Yeah, I'm a comedian, man.
Yeah, but you are. So let's see if you can remember who you were talking about here. He looks like a fucking balloon with a fucking Weetabix crushed on top.
No.
No, not no.
Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney. You said that about Wayne Rooney. OK, this was someone who lived near you. He said, I got told off for throwing stones at his windows, pissed up, asking him to chuck down some bacon rolls.
Yeah, that was the chef. What's he called? The naked chef, dude.
Jamie...
What's his second name? Jamie... Oliver.
Jamie Oliver, correct.
Because we used to go to the pub across the road in Highgate or in Hampstead, and he bought the house foolishly right across the road from the boozer that we were drinking in. And on the way home, we'd be going, yeah, he's got some scran in there. And he'd come out of his window and he'd be going, Liam, stop fucking about and getting the kids to bed. We're going, just chuck us down a couple of bacon sandwiches. I mean, and then he moves, you know what I mean?
I wonder why he moved.
No, but the funny thing is, he's moved up to where I live now as well.
OK, here's another one. I've had more fun with a tin of sardines. Who are you saying that about?
Got to be Noel, man.
It was Noel. This time it was Noel.
Mr. Dolphin.
Here's a good one. I like this one. This is quite a long one. Everyone looks like... You're talking about a band here. Everyone looks like they've got fucking nits and eat lentil soup with their sleeves rolled up. They look like fucking Amish people. You know them ones with the big sidies that don't use electricity, growing their own food and putting barns up.
I know it was.
Who was it?
Mumford and Sons.
It was Mumford and Sons. OK. I think that would be a good quiz show. I think we could sell that show. Yeah.
No, I am a bit of a twat.
No. But you know what? I know you were saying...
Funny, man. Funny, innit?
There were jokes.
Yeah, man, I don't wish them any harm. Like, you know, people take the piss out of me.
Yeah.
And I can take it, but, you know, so if they want to get in the ring, that's well, it's only a laugh, innit?
John, I saw you nodding at the fear of spiders.
Yeah. Yeah,
this morning, let me just quickly finish this. Like, this morning before, like, getting my hair, a little trim and that's like the cat bounces through the window with a massive bird in her mouth, like an eagle. Steams up the stairs, and I'm like mid curlers in, and I was like, I had to leg it out, dived over the next door guy. I got the hairdresser, the geezer who cuts me barnet and that. I went, you're gonna have to deal with this, mate. You know what I mean? And he's going, no, I can't handle pigeons. I don't like pigeons. You know what I mean? The way they walk and all that, and the nod and all that. I was going, well, I ain't having this, man. So someone's gonna have to sort it out. Debbie's down the road. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, he's gone to get it. So this is before I was going, look, man, I'm going to have to... I can't, man. We're going on Jonathan Ross, man. I'm like, we're going to have to sort this shit out, you know what I mean? So anyway, he's there with a pan and a brush getting his pigeon, like the two cats are on. Then it flies into the kitchen and then sits on one of these, like, little things, like a little perch and that. Then he's got it and anyway, binned it off in the garden and that. But that's what I had to deal with this morning. Nightmare.
I had no idea why you told that story, but I loved every second of it.
The lager man. He's top.
No, spiders. He was on about spiders.
He was on about the spiders, yeah.
Were we? OK.
Yeah. Give a shit, anyway. What, a TP at the beginning of it.
You got a TP?
Yeah, TP.
Was this on a list already?
I've already had one. Yeah, I've had one before and that, but it got battered by a deer, ran in it, and then got stuck in it.
Wow.
And then, like, I come back and there was slashes down the side of it, and I thought, like, some lunatics come to, like, stab me and that. But I went in, popped in, and there was a deer in there, like, with the big antlers and that. So we ruined the other one. So I brought a new one, because you could get them cheap last summer, because there was nothing going on in Glastonbury.
It's an amazing story.
It's bang on,
it's a better story for the deer. Yeah. Somewhere there's a deer going, I was having a shit in a tent, and Liam Gallagher.
Exactly, yeah, man, a deer, man. A deer sees me popping up, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it ruined it, so I got a new one. I'm digging it, me, man. As you get older, I like walking the dog and that round the woods. It's nice, man. And the new Goldilocks.
And, John, let me ask you about animals, because I know you've got some sheep. Mm-hmm. I imagine, do you have any pets? Or are the sheep pets, or do you have dogs, that kind of thing?
I've got a dog and a cat.
Dog and a cat? Mm-hmm. You have dogs?
I've got nothing to contribute. I've got 2 dogs
and I've got a cat, and I've moved to the... I grew up in the city.
So you've moved to the country as well now?
Yeah, and I don't know if you've always been on the farm? Have you always been out there?
No.
No, like, I don't know about you, but I was quite shocked with how many animals there are. I always knew there were animals, but it seems like it's slightly too many.
What, you mean the quantity or the variety of
Both.
animals?
I've seen them all. I've seen pheasant, partridge, deer, badger. I ain't seen a fox.
Wow.
They were all in Lewisham.
Yeah.
I could move for a fox in Lewisham.
You ever seen a woodpecker?
I have seen a woodpecker.
That's mad.
They're mad, aren't they?
You've adopted a dog.
Yeah.
Now, where did the dog... What's the dog's name?
Buttons.
Buttons. Where did you...
laughing, man.
Yeah. Buttons is a perfectly good name for a dog.
We're all thinking of you in your hiking boots shouting buttons and you're leaning back.
Depends, man, how I say it. Sometimes when there's no one about, I say it really in a high-pitched voice. And she understands it and that, but when there's a couple of people about, I go deep like Barry White, I go buttons, and she doesn't understand it, and she's going, what's
you know, we need...
what's going on here, dickhead? She needs the high-pitched voice, you know what I mean?
If no one was here and you had to call your dog, how would you do it?
Oh, it's high, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, let's have a listen.
Oh, no, you're all right.